What is happening with USC and the conversation that you hear in Los Angeles about the play calling and Clay Helton's play calling and how Sam Darnold has even had to apologize for some of the comments where that might be perceived that he has a problem with the play calling? What is happening with the Trojans who are taking on Utah at home this weekend?
I think they're struggling with the height expectations and all the hype that goes around being USC when people all board the bandwagon. You have really three different guys who are really heavily involved in the play calling mix. Clay, his brother Tyson, who works with quarterbacks, and T. Martin, who's obviously a great quarterback himself in college and now works with receivers and is really the OC there. And I think just about being on the same page of what they want to do. But the reason why this is magnified is because they are so inexperienced and kind of patchwork offensive line that I think is exposing a lot of things. I mean, Sam Darnold, I still think is a terrific young player, and they have a great running back in Ronald Jones. But a lot of this stuff is hard for them to kind of get into any kind of offensive identity because of the offensive line is such a mess. And I think that you couple that with an inexperienced group of receivers. Again, the question I would have here, and I think it's a valid question even, if somebody were to ask Sam Darnold or somebody to ask Clay or T, is what do you think the identity of USC's offense is right now? I don't think anybody has it doesn't seem like they have a real handle on that at this point.
Well, and then you just tell me if I'm wrong. I view this as there's no way this kid's going back to USC. I mean, what, or he's making some comments right here to say, if you want me to stay, let's listen to what I like and let's start running stuff that makes me more comfortable. Is that a subtext that me as an NFL guy is reading into something that's not there, or is there any smoke to that, Bruce?
I think my feeling has always been that I expected him to come back in 2018. He hasn't played all that much football. He didn't play a ton.
Neither did Sanchez, neither did Trubisky. I mean, we could go on and on about that.
Yeah, I just look at it. Some of the pieces around him, USC should be a lot better in 2018 around him, especially on the offensive line, where I think that's where it's missing. The receivers, same thing. It's just, he didn't strike me as a guy who was like, I can't wait to get into the NFL. I think he liked, and granted, everything was going rosy when they're beating Penn State and, going on that roll. But I think he liked being the USC starting quarterback. I think he really was comfortable with it. I don't think there was a huge rush for him to get into the NFL. And I don't think those things have changed. I think what's important is right now they're going through some rocky times. My gut is by November, they will have got it sorted out. I don't think he's going to rush out the door. I don't see this mushroom into an epidemic. I really don't. I think, say what you want about Clay Helton. I think Clay Helton's got a feel for what the right thing to do is and how to sort some of this out. But right now, I think, there's definitely been some rocky moments, and I do think it'll clear up just because of the people involved will kind of see that, they got to get this on track and figure out what's most important. And right now, I think they're just kind of lost their way a little bit.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.